Welcome to using the Girl Orders tab. This is where you track how many cookies a girl sells, total over the whole season. Council knows how many total cookies a girl sold based on this page. This is very important for things like a girl's cookie credits if she's trying to go to summer camp and wants to use her cookie credits to pay for camp. It also matters for girl rewards. So this troop 1, 2, 3, 4, this is my training troop, and we are in eBudde demo. So it does not look exactly like eBudde for you, but it should look very similar. We have our fake troop here, our fake girls, and this troop ordered these packages here on their initial order for a total of 703 packages. The girl totals here are how many were on the initial order line for a girl. So 264 packages were allocated to girls because we ordered them on their girl line for the initial order. The difference, the 439, this troop ordered for booths and to have some extra for when girls sold more cookies in between initial order and sales. So now we need to start giving the cookies to the girls. We can do this in a couple different ways, but to start, let's say Alice here came to you after a troop meeting and she said, I walked around my neighborhood again and some people who weren't home the first time were home and now I have some more orders. So I need 10 more Thin Mints to fill those orders. And you say, okay, that's great. Here are 10 more Thin Mints to fill your orders. You hand her 10 Thin Mints. You should receipt this with a receipt. So you've handed Alice her Thin Mints, and now we need to record that on the Girl Orders tab for her so she gets credit for selling those 10 Thin Mints. Click on her name. And now we have just her initial order because that's the only thing that she had ordered so far. And now she needs 10 more Thin Mints. So we're going to click on plus order. Go down to Thin Mints, and this is all in packages. You can see that right here. It's listed as packages. Thin Mints is 10, and then we are going to record this in some way with a comment. So if you have to refer back to it, you can. I like to use the date. So we will say order on 3/9/23, as in we handed those to her on 3/9/23. She asked for them on 3/9/23. And we have this page. And if she is handing you cash at the same time for some other orders that she's delivered, we can record that here. And that way it will appear on one line altogether. I personally like to keep payments and cookies separate, so I will record that on a separate line. So we'll click save. Has been saved, and it will take us back to Alice. Now we have her initial order, and then the order we just placed on 3/9/23 with her 10 packages of Thin Mints. And maybe when she came and asked you for her Thin Mints, she said, I have also been doing a lot of my deliveries and I have $150 in cash to hand you also. Make sure you're taking the cash from the adult rather than the girl, but we will record this with plus pay. Call this money turned in 3/9. There is a character limit in this comment button, but we can typically make it work. Paid 150. There is this DOC box here that is really only for if we have to make a correction because a girl used the troop link instead of her own link taking personal payments. So you will almost never need to click this DOC button, basically, unless you're instructed by council, or I will make that adjustment for us. You can see that this updated with her total due previously, and then she paid the 150, and that will be her new balance here. And that does include those 10 Thin Mints that we just handed her. Click save. And we'll see her payment. No cookies on the payment, but here's the $150 she paid, which takes $150 off of her total balance, and now she owes you $142. That's wonderful. You can keep track here of exactly how much money she owes you and how many varieties she has received and then handed out additionally. So this is for a girl who is only doing paper card orders. She is not doing anything on digital cookie, and that is absolutely acceptable. That is one way to do it. But let's look at a girl who has a little more going on. So here we have Dory. She has some shipped orders, some girl delivered orders, some cash payments, and some more orders and money from school also. So she's got a lot of things going on here, and that's awesome. This girl's working hard. So she has 2 shipped orders. Shipped orders have the cookies and the money on the same line, so the balance due becomes 0 because the money was paid, the cookies were allocated to your troop and to her out of the warehouse in the lower 48 that ships the cookies. So your troop will be receiving the troop proceeds for them. The money has already gone to council. You don't need to worry anything about shipped orders, and we can see that Dory is getting the credit for them. If we follow her lines down, it all adds up. So these shipped orders are super, super easy on the troop leader because you don't have to do anything with them, which is really wonderful. Here, Dory has 2 digital cookie girl delivered orders. These come through as a payment only because digital eBudde doesn't know if you've handed her those cookies or not. So the girl delivered orders have all the zeros, but eBudde does know that $47 were paid here and $35 was paid here. That's great, but it doesn't show you what she needs to fill those orders. My best recommendation is to ask her, what does she need to fill those orders? Or if she's maybe a daisy, ask her adult, what cookies do you need to fill her orders? Her initial order came through here. This is what we ordered for her in her initial order. Then she paid us $15 more. And then she asked for some more cookies, which is great. So we gave her some more cookies. Maybe those were the orders from school. She had 3 Adventurefuls, 3 Samoas, and 5 Thin Mints for a total of 11. And then there was the money from the school orders also came through here. $55, which took $55 off her balance. She still owes us $232 from the cookies in the girl, and she still owes us $232 from the cookies from the initial order that were from her paper order card, and she needs to deliver maybe in her neighborhood. So she's doing great. Her girl orders tab looks awesome. Now I want to show you what it looks like when a girl has girl delivered orders after the initial order. And to do that, I need to get out of demo and go into a different troop. Here we have one of our troops from the Anchorage area, so I can give you an example of a girl who has more going on in her girl orders tab. We're going to look at Madison. She had very few, only 24 packages in her initial order, and then she has had quite a few girl delivered orders since, and a shipped order as well. Her shipped order came through right here with the packages that were shipped from the warehouse, the $20 that was due, the $20 that was paid, which is a $0 balance. The rest of her orders are girl delivered orders. I'm guessing because there's no girl delivered orders before the initial order, that all of these initial order packages were for neighborhood cookies, walking around with her paper order card, something like that. So those cookies are going to be delivered to her customers. And then these girl delivered orders here need to be filled with an order so she can fill all of those. She has a negative $29 down here because she needs at least $29 worth of cookies more to fill her order. It is possible that when she did her initial order, she didn't have any orders at all yet. And so she thought, I can definitely sell 3 trefoils, 6 Samoas, 6 tagalongs, 6 Thin Mints, and 3 s'mores. So I will order those because I know I can fill that. I can sell those cookies. And then those first couple of girl delivered orders took care of those cookies that she ordered ahead of time. Either of those things are okay, but eBudde doesn't know which one of those things is true. So you have to tell it by giving her more cookies. That's when we do the plus order. We assign cookies to her, any cash that she paid. If she did have like neighborhood cookies on a paper order form, I'm going to cancel because this is an active troop and I don't want to mess anything up for them. So this is a girl that has a little bit more going on. As an example, negative $29 means she needs more cookies. We can also look at Marley. She has a lot of girl delivered orders. Her initial order, which would fill all of those girl delivered orders before, and then she has more girl delivered orders after. Those girl delivered orders after, she is going to need cookies to fill. She has a negative $46 balance, which means she needs at least $46 more worth of cookies to fill her girl delivered orders. The initial order for her also may have included some paper order card cookies. eBudde just doesn't know whether or not it did, so you have to tell it by pushing plus order for the cookies that you gave her, or plus pay if she's giving you cash for the cookies that she sold with her paper order card walking around her neighborhood. We are going to go back to our demo page now so that I can show you booth sales. So after a booth sale has happened, this one's still in the future, but this one's in the past, we can click record sale. We enter what packages we sold at this booth. Let's do some easy numbers. And that takes us to the total sale. We should have collected $200 because we sold 40 packages of all the $5 varieties. eBudde sees booth sales as always paid for. All of these cookies were paid for because they were sold at a booth. eBudde doesn't need you to tell it that you paid for the cookies. Next, we will go to distribute. And see which girls were at this booth. There are 2 different systems you can use to record booth sales for your troop. You can either decide that every single girl in the troop gets credit for a booth sale regardless of whether or not they were there, or you can decide that only the girls who were at the booth sale get credit for that booth. Either of those are okay. You just need to pick one and keep the system the same the entire season. It's really great to acknowledge this to your troop families ahead of time, what the plan is, but just keep it the same through the whole season, and that's great. So we will, for the sake of an example, unselect all of the girls, and now we will select who was at that booth. Maybe it was Alice and Courtney. Next, we will distribute. See 40 packages sold, 20 of them Alice gets credit for, and 20 of them Courtney gets credit for. And because they were sold at a booth, they will all show as paid for already. And then we click save. takes us back to the booth sales because maybe we're going to record another one at the same time. I'm not going to right now, but we can go back to our girl orders tab. Click on Courtney. We can see that booth right here, all the way across. Those are the types of cookies she got credit for. The 20 total packages, the amount due was 100, the amount paid was 100. So she owes $0 for this booth sale. That is all taken care of. This is my training troop 1234 in live. This is a booth sale that no troop had claimed, so I picked it up for the sake of a training. We go over here and click record sale. Enter how many cookies we sold at this booth. Let's use some easy numbers. And then we have our packages sold 30, total sale receipts 150, which means we would have $150 in cash and checks in front of us. Or maybe we took some payments through the digital cookie troop. We want those payments to come off of the troop site line and be allocated to the booth sale where those payments were taken. So we are going to do that right here. Say we had $60 worth of payments taken through the digital cookie troop site. We are going to put that 60 right here and then go to distribute. Accounts were saved. And then we can distribute out to the girls. That will take the $60 off of the troop site and allocate it to this particular booth sale. So this page is showing total sale receipts. So the total sale of these Do-si-do Samoas and tagalongs that I sold at this very interesting booth was $150, and $60 of that was taken through digital cookie. So key takeaways from this trading are: anytime you hand a girl more cookies after her initial order cookies, you need to record it in the girl orders tab. Anytime a girl gives you money, you need to record it in the girl orders tab. And anytime you do a booth sale, you need to record it as a booth sale under the booth sales recorder, or you can also put it in manually under an individual girl. If you need more assistance in doing that, please contact counsel and we will walk you through it. We don't want to add too many extra steps to this training. If you need help with any of these steps, feel free to contact counsel at customercare@girlscoutsalaska.org or give us a call at 907-248-2250.